Hi, I'm David Gatley. I'm the CEO of Taipei European School. We have two sites, one in Shilin and one in Yangmingshan. We're going to be celebrating our 30th anniversary next year in 2022. We started using the building last summer, but we had the opening because of COVID. We didn't have that until May the 7th of this year when we joined it with European Day celebration. It's a completely new teaching block for us. We were working in very small, cramped classrooms, and technology was not at the forefront of our learning. And we've now created all these really very large, very spacious, learner-centered spaces for our kids to learn in, all with very high-tech stuff that we put in there. What I'm talking about is students and teachers have the ability to screencast onto what would have been the board in the old days, or the interactive board. It's now a screen, a touch screen, and kids can put up presentations, share with the class. It creates much more collaborative working environment. We've also got some great furniture in there, tabletops that you can write on with the correct pen, and whiteboard surfaces, and it's so flexible. And apart from that, in the basement, we have two full-size gyms. And so we're looking at the general fitness of kids and mental health as well, and trying to give them a balance. So that's where we are with the building. But it was never about increasing enrollment. It was always about increasing what we have and the quality of what we have. That's what we're trying to do with this. And just to go on to the building, it really is a very beautiful building in itself. And it's designed to fit in with the little alleyways that we have going around there. I mean, even the facade has got the feel of a school, because the facade is all lattice work, and it looks like bookshelved at a library. So we get an awful lot out of that. We're also looked at making sure it's environmentally friendly. Yangmingshan National Park, we're in there. The specs are very high if you want to build there now. You have to have very green credentials, and we went over and above those. So we tried to make it really an eco-friendly school. The school was set up to be an integrated school. When the British and the French and the German offices set up the school, the idea was, yes, there would be one school. But that doesn't mean that all the sections do the same thing. It's what benefits can we get from working together, but how do we keep our identity? That's really very much like the European Union, really. It's a very similar model. When we look back over the 18 months that we've just been through, it's been really, really difficult for everybody. But then if you have a look at what's happened around the world, we've been so lucky to be here in Taiwan. And with the actions I think that the government has taken, gives us far better chance to educate our kids well than what's happened in our home countries, by a long way. So we've been really fortunate, I think, to be here. We've had to change a lot of things, but we've managed to keep the education going for most of the time until, was it May the 15th, when we had to close the school because of the influx of COVID cases into our area. Last year we were on in a magazine article saying how well we'd done with online learning. But that's something that you've got to keep working at. It's not something that there's an answer. There's an answer for 2 weeks and then kids get bored. So you have to work out different ways to keep the interest going and how to improve it. That's been a constant thing. One of the reasons I think we did particularly well is we were in front of the curve, because we were trying to ramp up our technology ready for anything like this and ready for home learning anyway. Online learning does offer advantages that we're finding. We did find that the quiet kids who don't say very much in the classroom actually come out quite a lot when it comes to online learning. So it's a changed environment for them, and they feel more able to participate in class. So we've learned a lot, and we keep observing the way that it functions. But there'll certainly be things that we take forward when we come out of it. We'll take those forward and keep them as part of our learning palette of trying to get good learning going on in the school. Yeah, there's been a lot of sacrifices during that time as well. But I would say when people go through this type of experience, it makes them much more resilient. And we got our IB results this week, actually, and we've never had results that good from a group of students. So it works. I mean, there are some things in there that work. Yes, it's been painful, but there's some very positive things coming out of it as well. Yeah, we've done an awful lot there. There's a group of schools in Asia, and we've been offering training to their staff. So we've done about 5 or 6 training sessions for staff at other schools. I personally gave an online Zoom question panel with 4 colleagues from other international schools around the world about what you need to do to make a school operate well. And there were some 500 and something heads from other schools around the world who joined in with that. It was a 2-hour session where questions and answers were gone through, how to set up a school, how to make it function. And then we led another one of those with IT, how to improve your IT facilities so that they can help the students and teachers to actually keep the contact. So we've done a lot for other schools. It would be probably nice if we could help locally as well, but obviously there are more language barriers locally, but we're always willing to help anyone. Mm-hmm. Now, for parents, I think you've got to see it as an opportunity to join in with your kids' education. If you take it as being a negative thing, anything that a parent feels is negative soon passes over to the kid. And if the parents are feeling, oh, this isn't going to work, this is difficult, and my kid's not learning enough, the kid doesn't learn because that's the feeling they're getting from the parent. I shouldn't be doing it. If you go in with an open mind and say, yeah, we're going to do, this is going to be great, let's get involved, let's do this together, these kids come out with an awful lot. And also a closer bond with the parents as well. But obviously not all parents can be there and be involved all the time. So the advice is, do it openly, do it to the best of your ability, get involved with your kids' education. We're going to put a new middle school building on the Shilin campus here and focusing on different ways of learning. So we're creating spaces for innovative learning environments for the 11 to 14-year-olds. And then we'll be able to develop the secondary campus as a very lovely bespoke campus for a high school, for the older kids. I hope we can wind that back and get all the way back to stage 1, to level 1, so that we can get the kids back into school, full classes. We're ready for that. We're fine with if we have to go into online learning. Nobody's going to go, oh yeah, great, online learning again, but we're ready for it. We know what we need to do. We have lessons planned. That's all okay. It's a level 2 that we've been working hard on, making sure that we can cope with level 2. In order to do that, we can't have a full complement of students, 1,850 students on site. We'd have to go half and half, and then working on ways of doing that. Part of the kids getting online learning while some are in class, and then doing swap overs. And of course, then you've got families who can't get into the country. You can't get a visa at the moment. So we've got teachers in that position as well. So until those regulations are lifted, there are going to be people who are either working for us or coming to our school and can't physically come into school. So we've got to make sure that we have education in place for those kids and those teachers if that is a situation. So level 2 is our big nightmare, and we have to get ready for it. Level 3, like I say, is simpler, and back into school is really what we want. We're ready for anything. We planned and we're ready for any eventuality that may come our way. We'd like to be out of COVID, ideally, but we know that we're going to be somewhere in it, so we're ready for it.